Hope you all survived the coldest days, right? So in 2 days, we have 70 degrees warmer. But in those 2 days, when it was very cold, I went out for shopping and I moved around. I really wanted to experience what it means to live in Antarctica. Okay, so two friends went out for a walk. One was a pessimist and one was an optimist. So the pessimist spoke first. Another cloud and gloomy day today. I feel like I have not seen the sunlight for years. Why should we live in this gloomy weather? The optimist responded, too much of sun is not good either. You know one thing, we have the lowest rates of skin cancer in the country. So in that way, we are really blessed and lucky to be in this wonderful place. Then both of them started climbing towards a hill. And as they were climbing, the pessimist said, I thought we are going for a walk, not a hike. I'm really tired. By the time we reach the top of the hill, we are going to be covered with perspiration. Then the optimist said, exercise is good, my dear friend. By the time you come back and go to your room and take shower, you are going to be so grateful for the beautiful day, for the beautiful walk that we had. And as he was speaking, a huge flock of birds flew over their heads, depositing their droppings on both of them. This is so disgusting, said the pessimist, pulling out of his hair the droppings of the bird. Then he saw his friend was smiling. He was so mad. Are you smiling because the birds covered us with their droppings? No, my dear friend, said the optimist. I'm smiling because I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful to God because He did not create the buffaloes to fly. So every day, perhaps more than once a day, we all meet up with a lot of disappointments and failures. So when that happens, which side are we going to take? Are we going to look at only what is wrong, or are we going to look at something good from that? Some people say looking for good in the midst of misfortune is an illusion. It's a trick to make us feel good. But looking for good in the midst of misfortune is really a creative process. In everyday life, we see our life is a mixture of both good and bad. We all have a different sort of experience. Which side are we going to take? The positive side or the negative side? In today's gospel, Jesus chooses the optimistic option. He goes to his own native place where he grew up so happily, and his own friends and relatives, he starts preaching the gospel, proclaiming about the kingdom of God. It happens to be a disaster. The people not only reject him, they even tried to kill him. His own people, where he grew, tried to kill him. So Jesus faced with the rejection. But he did not stop there. He could have thought, oh my gosh, I'm starting to do my ministry in my own native place where I grew up for 30 years, and they do not take my words. How much is it going to be in the other places? But he never worried. So that is why the passage, the line which I like most in today's gospel is the last passage. Jesus passed in their midst and continued on his way. So how many times, my dear friends, when we face rejection, a sort of failures in our lives, we are so much crestfallen, or we are so much depressed, and we end up hating our own lives. But Jesus moved on because he had an intimate relationship with God. By the very fact that you are all here for the Mass, in one way or the other, you love God, and God's love is so deep in your hearts. When we have so much of love in our hearts, we can also, despite the rejection that comes on the way, can keep at least pushing forward, moving forward as Jesus did. So, Christian optimism does not mean as if to pretend there is no problem in the world. It means to feel as God. Like feel that God is with us, God is taking care of every situation. Last week, one of my friends was supposed to go to Canada with his family. And he booked the flight on Wednesday. Naturally, the flight got cancelled. It was postponed on Thursday. On Thursday, again, it got cancelled. Then Thursday evening, again got cancelled. Then he took the ticket on the Friday. Again, it got cancelled. He was so angry because that was the only week he got vacation. He wanted to really enjoy going to Canada. But everything got cancelled. He was so depressed, and he said, once I become a doctor, I will never ever live in the Midwest. I told him, my dear friend, remember those people who sat in the flight for 16 hours not long back? And they were there, maybe God saved you from that. You are at home, you have TV, you can watch, you can spend your time, you have a lot of other things to do. So you don't need to really worry. And even those people who sat in the flight for 16 hours could look at positive things. They are not stranded. They were in a safe place. And they were not in an unknown country or somewhere something happened in the flight, like Malaysian Airlines. They were all safe there. Or they could think about the people in Africa. As I lived in Africa and Tanzania, after 6 o'clock, no buses can go because of the thieves. So if there is a little bit of rain, there's flooding, it's of course a muddy road, so you are stuck. You sit in the bus the whole 12, 13 hours till it is dawn, till the sunlight comes. So there are times I have sat there, you cannot even extend the leg, just sit like this and sleep whole night. And it's not like air conditioned. It's not so nice. Lot of smell, people are different, and it's very dusty. When you get into the car, you get into the bus very fresh, but later because of the mud, your hair becomes red, and in the dirt you sit there for hours. It's not happening once in a blue moon, but rather it isn't happening, that it happens every day. The people have learned to live with that. So I have been here in America for the last 5 years. I get spoiled, right? With all the luxuries and the comforts that I have, I begin to forget how much of the sufferings that came on my way, I easily overcame. But today, I'm so much spoiled that if something goes wrong, I feel so grumpy sometimes. I remember the days when you are sleeping, be it in Africa or sometimes in India, the mosquitoes fly over your head, and I have no problem. I have plenty of blood. They can bite anywhere. But I hate when they come in the ear, I keep hitting my eye, my hands, the clapping, then I lose the sleep. But here we are so comfortable sleeping here. So as you know, I enjoy playing pickleball, I enjoy walking and running. Then when I came here, I was told if I had a problem in my leg. Then I was told if I underwent a surgery for the ACL tear, then I'll be perfect. Then I did undergo the surgery, it was not okay. Then I was told I have meniscus tear. So then I did undergo the surgery for the meniscus tear, and recently I discovered I have a flat feet. So one way or the other, a lot of problems come and then when I feel like depressed and I'm so upset why it's happening, I was reminded of a priest, my companion priest in India. He was hearing confession and suddenly he collapsed with a stroke. Half of the part of his body doesn't function anymore. He's finding it so hard to give even communion. He's a priest, he can celebrate Mass, thanks be to God, but he cannot distribute communion. So in comparison with him, mine is nothing, right? Not even 100. So somehow we become so used to it that we start looking at the pessimistic side rather than the positive side of our lives. I talked a little longer today. So my brothers and sisters, Christian optimism is a lot more than thinking about it positively. It is not a mere pretension as if there is no problem in the world, we are in a happy world. It is an understanding that happens, but even in the midst of the sufferings and evil, we can push forward ourselves and find something good in us. And if God is with us, and if God is for us, we can always find something good upon which we can focus. We can always find something that can give us hope, even if we are covered with the bird droppings. Amen.